I literally spent most of watching House at the End of the Street like this. And that wasn't because it was scary, it's because I was pushing my thumb into the side of my skull to stay awake. House at the End of the Street. Okay, so the plot of the House at the End of the Street is basically that some parents were murdered by their daughter in a house, and then Jennifer Lawrence and her mum move into the house next door, and some stuff starts happening, and then they basically find out that the other son of the parents that lived there is living there, trying to work up the house to sell it on, and then Jennifer Lawrence and that character kind of intervene, and a relationship grows, and then some creepy stuff starts happening, and then the story goes from there. I hadn't heard anything about it apart from the fact that I'd saw the trailer, so I kind of went into it with an open mind, not knowing anything about it, completely blind. I was like, okay, show me what you've got. And if you're really looking forward to this film, or you liked it or whatever, I would click off the video now, because I really I hated this film. It was terrible. Now, first off, let's start with the camera work. It seems that the camera people still thought that Jennifer Lawrence was in the Hunger Games. I mean, there was all the shaky cam, it was zooming in and out, it was out of focus, inner focus, and there was just no reason for it to be there. Whereas in the Hunger Games, it was kind of, you know, to really feel like you're in these horrible areas and you're really part of these games, and you kind of, when Jennifer Lawrence is running, you're running with her. But in here, there was just no real need for it, because the film wasn't scary in the slightest, so it wasn't really building any suspense or anything, and it really detracted from what little experience there was. And then there's the script. Oh my god, the script is awful. It is so generic, it is so bland. They tried to add this little twist, which I won't give away, but they had this twist which is just laughable. I mean, the third act of this film is hysterically bad. There is nothing in this film that is remotely scary or even remotely interesting. I mean, there's a scene where a guy asks Jennifer Lawrence to go to this after school class, and she's like, oh, I can't because I'm going to watch a film with my mum. 2 seconds later, she gets a phone call from her mum. If you can guess what that phone call consists of, you know basically where this film is going to go from beginning to end. The first 2/3 of this film, it's not a horror film at all. It is a high school Twilight bullshit romance that nobody in this theatre gives a shit about. Two completely one-dimensional, bland characters that made me want to self-harm and just leave the thing. I've never wanted to leave a film as much as I've wanted to in this. I just don't know what was going on in those first 2 acts. I understand that horror films, when they're done well, they usually build up the characters within the first 2 acts, and then the third act they put them through hell, so you actually feel for the characters. But in this, it was just built for nothing, because you didn't care about these characters at all. They were just morbid and depressing. And then they have such predictable dialogue and predictable sequences. You know, there's always the scene where somebody gets a torch out and then it doesn't slightly work, so they have to whack it, and it's just laughable, because we've been through this shit so many times that we just, as an audience, we deserve to be challenged with horror films now. We don't need to go through this unnecessary crap that they shove out of Hollywood to give us. We don't need this. We know we are intelligent and we can handle harder, stronger films based around horror with stronger characters, stronger themes, stronger villains, and this had none of it. And then the last third comes along with the twist, and it is hysterical. I am not joking. I tried so hard to keep in the laughter, because to be grateful for the other people who actually may have enjoyed this film, but it is hysterical. Nothing in this film is scary. It is about as scary as an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. The overall film feels like a straight-to-DVD film. It feels like one of those crap, quickly produced, straight-to-DVD flicks that just go out, people don't know shit about it, don't give a crap what happens, they just want to see some blood or some horror. And you know what? This isn't even delivering that. There is nothing scary, interesting. Oh my god, I just hated this film. It has all the horror cliches, it has the green, slimy, ucky filter over some scenes that just, apparently, you know, are meant to make you feel repulsed, but actually it just does nothing except make the image looks slightly darkened. There's the whole broken family aspect that you have with the main character, which has been done so much better, and it's just completely trashed away here, and it's done for no purpose other than to try and make it feel for the characters. And these characters are so bland and one-dimensional as it is. It's just piss no! Just no! Stop! So overall, I'm going to give House at the End of the Street a 1 out of 5. It was just generic, it had bland characters, rubbish camera work, generic horror cliches. It didn't bring anything new to the genre. There are so many better horror films out there that this just isn't worth your time. It feels like a straight to DVD film, and I really do not recommend that you go see this. And as usual, I hope you liked this review, and if you did, you can just click subscribe and you can see more.